Newcastle United Champions League football is on the line. The team news has just come out. It's just before 3 o'clock. We are just heading into St James's Park. Alexander Isak starts. So as I make my way into St James's Park for a 4 o'clock kickoff, every single Premier League team starts at the same time. Newcastle, can they go on and get Champions League football? Of course, Jordan Pigford was coming to tune. And Sunderland have obviously celebrating their success going back into the Premier League after their playoff win. Newcastle fans like to remind Jordan Pickford, he's only got little arms, he's only got little arms, he can't even touch a crossbar, he can't even touch a crossbar, he can't even touch a crossbar, he's only got little arms. And by the way, check this War Flags display out, absolutely unreal. It's got Bruno's quote in the Gallagher and the cross there in the Leazes. You've got the Newcastle badge in the middle with the black and white, and then over to the east stand you've got the flags, gold, white and black, NUFC. Brilliant, a lot of flags being waving around St James's Park. And speaking of the devil, there he is himself, Jordan Pickford. He knows he's going to get a lot of stick being at the Gallagher, the heart of the stadium. He knows he's getting it and he plays with it. And fair play to him, he had a good game today, fair play. And then next thing in at half time, and Newcastle haven't scored. Everton have created chances, so have Newcastle. Pope's been busy, so's Jordan Pickford. Newcastle need to go on and get a goal because we're keeping an eye on what's happening elsewhere with Chelsea versus Forest and Man United versus Villa. But in that second half, Everton went on and scored through Alcaraz. Not great, but Newcastle did hang on. Aston Villa got beat off Man United 2-0, which meant that Newcastle would qualify for the Champions League on goal difference. Chelsea won, but that result doesn't matter. Newcastle were in the Champions League. The lap of appreciation there began with the players joining onto the pitch with the families, and it was just a welcome boost that Newcastle needed, because we all know that we haven't been able to spend in the last 3 transfer windows on a major player. That restriction is going to be lifted. PSR is out the way this summer. Newcastle will have money to spend, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that club will do. Eddie Howe's delighted that Newcastle have qualified for the Champions League, and this is what he said about it.
I think if you said at the start of the season, especially the way we started the season, how the season would end, or struggle to find too many people believe that we were in a position to do that at that time. We had an inconsistent beginning, we had a disruptive summer. You know, we haven't signed a big signing in 3 transfer windows. They're all huge challenges. Lost players as well that we wouldn't have wanted to lose. So the players that we do have regrouped and just gave more and gave everything, and that's why they deserve huge credit.
So that was Eddie Howe on Newcastle qualifying for the Champions League. Absolutely fantastic. Unbelievable that we're back in the Champions League after just 1 year outside of it, considering we haven't really spent that much money. So Newcastle will spend the cash this summer. They're going to go a little bit daft. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, that we bring in a couple of quality players. And Callum Wilson says goodbye to everybody. His goals kept Newcastle United in the Premier League when it was just a 2-man team with him and saint-maximin in attack. Got us to the Champions League 2 years ago with 18 strikes. He'll be missed, but injuries have sadly held him back. We won't forget those goals, Callum. We will not forget you. But Newcastle United are back in the Champions League, baby.